because my children are actually sleeping all, and Matt and I had some time to chit chat, and I had some time to get organized for this because maybe like me, life has been a little chaotic this weekend as we adjust to kind of all the chaos around us. It's just kind of surreal. It's what is going on? Like, I don't know where you are listening to this from, but we are in Michigan and we are on like a quarantine for 4 weeks. Kids are off of school for 3, and then we go into spring break. So it's 4 weeks that the kids are off of school. So we are adjusting all over here, as I'm sure you are as well. So I appreciate you listening to this call and hopping on just to hear our story, get to know our team better. Maybe you're listening to this live throughout the night, or maybe you catch the recording later on, or if this for some reason does not work, I am recording this on a different video, so I can also send you a direct link if that seems to work better down the line. So I am just going to kick this right off because I want to be respectful of everyone's time, and who knows what happens with my kids. So a little bit about me. Obviously, my name is Brittany Wright. I live in Michigan. My husband and I have been married for almost 10 years. We celebrate 10 years in May, and we have 4 awesome kids that challenge us, that create chaos, and it's the blessed chaos in our life. The twins are boy-girl twins. They are 7 and 7, Brooklyn and Grayson. We have a 3-year-old Hayden, and then Lincoln is she's a girl, and then Lincoln is a little boy, and he will turn 2 at the end of this month. So we have a crazy busy household. It is nonstop. It is always go, 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 and the next 4 weeks should be very interesting. But Matt and I lived in Florida for 7 years. We just recently moved back to Michigan about 2 years ago, and now we're just creating our life here in Michigan, and it's a whole new life. We were born and raised here, but we are living in a new city, new school district, everything. So we have been able to build this new life for our family here, and it's been super fun. So I'm going to get right into kind of coaching and a little bit about me and my past, because it's so important, because it was definitely a hurdle to get through as I became a coach, and just something that I've dealt with. And I think as I've become a coach and coached other women, it's definitely a topic that a lot of people have. So back in high school, I was a big athlete. I did all of the sports, all of the things. And suddenly, about end of sophomore, beginning of junior year, everything just I just chose not to do it anymore. I keep seeing a green ring. So I stopped all sports, and I started doing not so great extracurricular activities, and just wasn't living the life that I was raised to live, and very defiant. But through the inactivity and picking up some not so great habits, I started to gain some weight. I just wasn't feeling my best. And so I started really developing these horrible body image issues, and just this horrible relationship with food as this 16, 17-year-old. And then that moved in. So late junior year, senior year, up until freshman year of college, I just really struggled with eating disorders, and eating and over exercising, restricting myself, diet pills, fat burners, all those things were a part of my day-to-day life. And I lived in fear of food. I can tell you, if this is a topic that has hit home with you, you are welcome to message me, and I'm happy to chat with you. But I remember serving people. I worked in the food industry, and I would serve people food, and I would cry because I just couldn't wrap my head around what this was all doing. And so I met Matthew halfway through my freshman year of college, and it was him who looked at me and said, "This is not the life that I want. I cannot date someone who I can't go enjoy popcorn at the movies with, or a burger and french fries, or, a milkshake, or go have date night and get ice cream. Like, I can't date someone that is like a roadblock every time." So after talking to him and talking to my parents, I finally talked to them about it. I ended up getting in nutritional counseling and then regular counseling. And it was then that I started to see the value of tracking all of your food and learning what the food groups are meant to do for you. So it's like I didn't feel guilty over eating tortilla chips anymore, because I saw that they were a grain. And at that point in my life, I needed to see that they were a grain, they were for energy, it wasn't bad. So that was a huge part, because as we go into health and fitness, I I also overran. So I would run for an hour, hour and a half every single day, no matter what the weather was like. I was out running to just work off anything that I did eat and just to burn calories. I like was obsessed with the burning of calories. So after doing the nutrition counseling and being told I cannot run because I was not using it in a healthy way, I had to figure out a different way to find fitness in my life. So it was then that I went to a gym and started working with a personal trainer to learn about weightlifting and HIIT cardio and interval cardio and bikes and ellipticals and stairmasters and things that I couldn't just spend time and time again on, and it wasn't as easy to just get up and go for a run. So I fell in love with weights. I fell in love with training someone and finding the confidence of building muscle and seeing some muscle and seeing some good tone and shape to my body. And so I ended up going to school to get my bachelor's degree in exercise science. I graduated my bachelor's. My degree is in exercise science with an emphasis on health and fitness. So really just personal programming, personal training, group fitness, that kind of avenue for personal training or for health and fitness. So really fell in love with that, and it just became my way of life. I personal trained. After I graduated, we lived up in Traverse City, and I personal trained full time up there. And then about a year after we got married, we moved on to Florida, and I worked in corporate wellness and which was like my dream job, you guys. Like when I went to school for health and fitness, my dream job was to work in corporate wellness, to work at a bigger office and help their employees with their health and fitness and train them in their gym. And I had this big, beautiful job. It was amazing, but I wasn't making a ton of money. I didn't have a ton of time off, and I worked behind the desk more than I did on the floor. All the floor work came after hours or before hours. So that was a little bit about me personally and like business and like career-wise before I started becoming a coach. So we got pregnant with the twins in 2012, and after we had them in November, we decided I was not going back to work. And my original plan was that I would go back and train clients in the morning or at night. I would teach here and there, and I would still have some foot in the door with health and fitness. But if you're a mom, you quickly realize that you no longer have your own schedule, and your schedule becomes theirs. So there I was, a brand new mom of twins. I was staying home. We had only been down there about, I think just after that, it was about 15 months. So I didn't have a ton of friends. We didn't have this huge community built, and I was incredibly lonely. I was feeling incredibly defeated with my health and fitness, or just my community and myself, and just like kind of sitting there going, this is it. This is my day to day. And as awesome as the twins were and how blessed I was to be able to stay home, and Matt's job allowed us to do that, there just felt something missing. There just felt like I could do more. I'm a doer. I like to check things off a list. I don't like to sit until it's like 8:30 at night. I prefer to go and be a productive person. And so I felt like in the downtime of the twins, when they were napping or early mornings or whatever, I felt like, can I do more? Do I have more to offer with this story at my feet? So I really wasn't sure what I was going to do, but I just knew that there was something. So about 3 months into my postpartum journey, I was like, all right, it's time to go. I had a C-section, so I really took full advantage of just letting myself recover and get the breastfeeding down and the rhythm down, and just focused on the twins and that kind of stuff in the beginning. And once I felt ready to go, I plugged in Insanity. And if you've done Insanity, it's really not the best first time postpartum workout, but I did it. And I started posting about my journey because I was now staying at home and all of my family was in Michigan. So I started posting my journey on Facebook at the time. I don't even think Instagram was a thing. And just sharing what I was doing. Did this workout, the twins and I did this, did this. And I started to slowly lose some weight. And I had a couple people reach out to me about what I was doing. And I remember back in 2011, when I first moved down to Florida and I was jobless, I was kidless. Matt was doing his new job, so he was gone a lot. I had no fitness. I wasn't working out anywhere. I was doing Insanity. Matt and I had done Insanity at that point in time, which is why we had it in our house after the twins. My coach, Meg, reached out to me about coaching, and I didn't even open the door to conversate about it. I was a hard no. I Googled it, said Beachbody coach, and it said sign up here for $40 and this is what you do. And I was like, I am not selling. I am not doing this. No, no, no. So I kind of ignored her for 2 years, but I watched her on social media and I watched her go from a overweight college student in nutrition, working at the Y as a manager for $40,000 to retiring from her job, and starting to build this fitness business. And with these amazing programs and products, she was losing her weight. She looked better than I'd ever seen her in her 2-year journey. And I decided, I'm like, you know what? I'm doing what she's doing, and she is motivating the heck out of me, and I could really use like $200-400 a month to help cover the cost of my product, to cover new programs, to cover nails, babysitter, date night, whatever, because again, we did not have family buy us. So I reached out to her and I was like, hey, I need some more information on this coaching thing that you're doing. I might be interested. So I watched a call, I watched a video, and I fell in love ever since. And I was just super nervous. I was really nervous about what people were going to say. I was really nervous if I was going to be able to do this because I was not a confident person. I was not at my goal weight. I had no idea what I was doing. I'd never tried Shakeology. I'd never done a challenge group. I was 100% blind to what I was going into, but I had a love for health and fitness. I saw how much I felt better after 30 days of working out and not changing anything else, but just finding that time for me. And I thought, if I feel this good after 30 days, I want every mom to feel this way. I want everyone to feel how I felt. So I started. I went all in with the challenge pack. I went all in with Shakeology and coaching, and I started my first challenge group with Meg, and I went through it. And ever since that very first month of being a coach, I've helped 3 new people every single month and more every month since I've started. I love what we do. I love what we stand for. I love, like, even in a crisis like this, we are providing free workouts for those of you who do value your health and fitness, but maybe feel stuck because the gym's closed, or you're following the self-quarantine, or you have kids at home that now it's not just about you going to the gym, but it's about all of you going and the routine is off. We're providing solutions for free to make sure that your priority is your health and fitness. I love everything that we stand behind. I love everything that we've created. Our programs are amazing. Our team, our community of health and fitness coaches and trainers is a true community. And it's changed everything. So if someone asks me what about coaching, it's really hard to say what's changed because so much has in the 7 years I've been a coach. So through coaching, I've developed some really good morning routines, some really good exercise routines. I've learned that my body loves and thrives off weights and less cardio. I've learned that I can eat a lot of food, and I've learned portions, and I've learned what the food does for me and why I should eat it and when, and what kinds of foods feel and fuel me personally best by tracking and by being accountable to what I'm putting in my body. Our family, my husband does the workouts. My husband's drinking Shakeology. The kids drink a shake with me every day. We have awesome vegan products for myself who's dairy free. And when I was nursing the kids, having that option for a good quick snack was so important. So physically, I've gone through 3 postpartum journeys with this company, with this business, with these programs and these products, 2 pregnancies. All of them have been able to use a program because we have such a variety. I think the misconception is we have only hard programs, and we have such a broad variety that we can kind of fit a program to where you are in this season of life. And so I actually just had someone message me the other day. She's like, I just always thought you were this size 4, always, and never had to struggle. And, I did have 3 postpartum journeys where I did gain 80 with the twins, maybe over. I gained 65 with Hayden, and I gained about 40 with Lincoln. And I'm smaller and leaner and more toned now after 4 kids than before I even got pregnant with the twins. And I attribute that to these programs and products and creating a consistent, doable lifestyle when it comes to health and fitness. I've learned so much about nutrition remember I told you I struggled with that, and I'm no longer afraid of food. I feel educated, I feel knowledgeable, I feel empowered, I feel confident when making health or with making food decisions and trying new recipes and fitting this into a lifestyle that's doable with kids. Mentally, I'm the most confident I've ever been in my body. I am confident with where I feel God leading me and the abilities that He's provided me. And I think what's cool about that is with coaching, once you grow and you do personal development and you grow a little bit each month, each day, each year, you continue to grow. You continue to find new abilities and talents, and you build confidence in different areas. Like, I started out posting. I wasn't doing live videos right away. I wasn't sharing all of what you're hearing tonight. It took some time, and I did it in baby steps. And as I've continued my coaching journey, my confidence has grown, and my abilities and my confidence in my abilities have grown. My relationship with God has grown so much. I've taken that morning time that we teach our coaches for personal development, and I've turned that into devotion time. And I've turned that into prayer and being thankful and gratitude. And through that process, He has called me to be obedient in so many ways that I had never wanted to be. I have our family is that our family is steps of obedience during that quiet time. That's a whole nother like story for a different day, but I was done. I wanted 2 kids and none. And as I sat through this quiet time and felt the call on my life, now we have 4 kids. So you won't get, it's not a guarantee, but God will grow you through this quiet time that we teach you as a coach. Um, Socially, I have met some of my best friends. Some of my best friends are coaching. And what's really cool is that the part that I was most nervous about was connecting with people that I went to high school with or elementary school or whatever with. And some of those girls that have decided to join me and are now coaches on my team are some of my best friends. And some of them went to high school with Matt. I just this weekend got together with 2 coaches locally, and we had the best time. Like, they are some of my best friends, and we sit there and hang out and chat and laugh at each other. And it's just so incredibly fun. I've met strangers that are now some of my best friends across the country and into Canada. And I can't wait to see them at our coaching events, because they have just breathed such a positive light into my life that I am more confident to choose my physical, like in-person local friends a lot more closely. And I pay attention to that. And it's just brought this good energy into my life when it comes to friends. And then lastly, financially, because I think this is always a big thing. And I'm going to talk to you about that in a second. But I wanted to share my story when it comes to finances with this, because as I said, when I started this business, it wasn't to make 100,000 or 200,000 or retire mad or quit my job. I really just wanted to bridge the gap between being a little stressed out or just wondering if we'd have enough or wondering what the future held, to knowing like we have some financial flexibility because of this opportunity. So as I started coaching and as I fell in love with the process and as I fell in love with the programs and products and gained my confidence, my income grew because I was helping more people, because I felt more confident to do it. And so I just started to be super consistent with my business. And we give you a full on checklist. So when I say business activities, like you'll get a full on checklist to tell you and to teach you and tutorials on what to do and how to do it. So we'll talk more about that later in the week. But I just stayed consistent with what Meg was telling me to do. And as I did that, when we decided to move home after we found out we were pregnant with Lincoln, they're 19 months apart, Hayden and Lincoln. So it was like bam, bam. And I always said if we had 4 kids, we were moving back to Michigan. And I never thought we'd have 4 kids. So we moved back and we put our house in Florida on the market in like early October. And we found this house that we are in now in early October, and houses were flying off of the shelves at that point in time for the size of house that we need and kind of what we wanted. We had to act fast. So we put in an offer, and long story short, our offer was accepted on this house. And we had yet to sell our Florida house, but these people living here did not need to move out until January. So we had some time to sell the house. So we got all the paperwork moving. We had a close date for January. on this house. We continued to pack up our home in Florida. Matt was doing both jobs, traveling back and forth, and it was just a lot. But I kept my health and fitness a priority, and I really think that helped keep me a lot less stressed out than I could have been. So December 31st comes, and we are getting ready to close on this house. And we were not able to get the loan based on just Matt's income to own this Michigan home, our Florida home, and we also own another home in Traverse City that we rent out. So that rent was covered, like we had the means to cover that, but to hold these two mortgages, we were not approved to do it on just Matt's income. And we decided to put Beachbody on the mortgage. We were like, okay, well, let's put my income. And because of my consistency for 5 years prior, because I said yes to that opportunity then, and I chose to show up every day and do the work and be consistent, my income was enough for us to be able to sign the papers, to get the loan and close on this house and move in before we even sold the Florida house, because our thought was that we wouldn't have to put me on because we thought Florida would sell, and it didn't. So it allowed us to sign the papers and move in and get our kids settled and situated and into a home. And it also, beyond that, allowed us to stress free as best as we could be, pay a double mortgage for 6 months. We don't have a small house in either house. We have 5 bedrooms in both houses. That were beautiful homes. And the only reason I tell you that is because it wasn't a small mortgage to cover, and the expenses to keep the pool going and the lawn and the electricity and the air conditioning and, you know, the showings and all of that stuff to make sure it was still clean and up to date on everything, because we were still showing it in hopes to sell it. And we finally closed on that Florida house in June. So we never went without a mortgage payment, which I thought we might. We paid double for 6 months. And because of this business, you guys, because of my income from this, we were able to do that without adjusting our lifestyle at all. That we had to. We made some adjustments because we felt like we should, but because we should and not because we had to. And I will be forever grateful for that, because I always tell people, like, there are sometimes you don't know why you're called to do this. You don't know why this is on your heart to start a business when maybe you have a full-time job and you're home, or maybe you love being home, but you just feel like something's missing. And maybe, I don't know. Sometimes you just don't know, but I'm like, he's calling you where he needs you now so that you can do what he needs you to do later. And that's kind of how I feel with this coaching journey for me, financially, as well as spiritually, and as well as like being the mom that he needed me to be. I needed to get some stuff right, and coaching helped me get things right into place. So purpose, obedience, to be able to tell his story through my story. That's what I see coaching is for me, for our team. It gives me a purpose. I can't be I've never been coach without being mom, and I've never been mom really without being a coach. And for me, they go hand in hand. The habits, the focus, the drive, the purpose, the calling, and fulfilling that calling and using my gifts and my talents with this business is teaching my kids that. And the habits of nutrition and proper nutrition and getting my workout in and personal development and gratitude, and building a solid community to help me during rough times of motherhood all make me a better mom. And I feel like because I'm a mom, I can be a better coach, and I help a certain specific niche of women who I've been there. I've been through that period postpartum. And so for me, they do go hand in hand. They are one for me. And coaching me is something different for all of us. It can be, something that you say, I want to be a top 10 coach. I want to go for it. I want to, make 7 figures. I want to do that for my business. And that's your goal when you come into this. Or there's coaches like, me when I started, and they want to help 1 to 3 people a month, maybe 4 or 5 people a month, new every month, and build their business gradually and consistently so that they eventually do have 5, 6, 700, 800, 900, $1,000 extra a month, a week, to bridge that gap, to go on vacations, to set up a down payment on a home, or a very nice vacation, or pay for your kids' college, or pay down debt. We've paid down so much debt that we had, and we didn't have to take it out of math. We were able to use it with Beachbody. Some coaches want to bring in a stable income to just help their families not live paycheck to paycheck. Maybe you are a stay-at-home mom and your husband works his butt off and you are paycheck to paycheck, and maybe just a little bit more. But maybe this opportunity can help give you some financial flexibility and just help you breathe a little bit easier every single month while getting in shape, while building a community, while sharing your story to help other women not feel alone in theirs. Regardless of your goal, the actions are the same. No matter if you want to build a top 10 business or you want to build a business that helps you bring in $200 a month, we all do the same actions. The only thing that changes are how often, how much, and how hard you do those actions. And that's what we help you figure out. You tell us your goal, and then we say, okay, this is what you have to be willing to do to get there. Are you willing to do that? And if you're not, we just readjust. There's no right or wrong. This is your business. If you are successful, that is on you. If you fail, that is on you. We are here as your mentors, your cheerleaders, your community to show you how to do this. And if you're willing to show up and do the action, I have no doubt in my mind that you can build the kind of business that you want to build. And I hope that you see the truth through that, my story of how I had no confidence. I had no experience with social media or time organization or time management, or I hate cooking. I love health and fitness, and that's what I ran with. I said, this is my passion, and I am now a mom. I'm going to merge these two. The rest of it, I will learn along the way. I will learn as I go. But the stories that I'm going to share, the way that I want to impact the people around me, is to help them with a solid health and fitness routine that they can adapt to, that they can fit into this lifestyle of motherhood as it progresses, as you have more kids, as you have pregnancies and breastfeeding, or as your kids go from being home and little toddlers into school all day. And that's what I love about this business, is that it's what you want to make it. It's what you want it to be. And it's yours. It's yours to make. It's your story to share. It's his story to share through you. And it's completely changed my world, and then my family's world. And we're changing the future of our kids and for our kids. And I'm just forever grateful that I just decided to start and figure out the rest along the way and grow through the journey. But the biggest thing is you just have to be able to start. You just have to be willing to start. You just have to be willing to say, I don't know how, but I feel like I need this, or I want this, or I feel called to do this. So I'm going to go all in, and I'm going to figure this out along the way, and I'm going to do it, and I'm going to go from there. So we will be sharing all week long. Brandy's going to go live and share her how to do a day in the life of a coach and how she fits that in. We're going to share what to expect as a coach on our team, the trainings, how to get set up, how you can start your business, especially with 10 rounds launching this week. The new program, coaches have access this week to purchase. Like right now, I think it's launching. So as a coach, you get first dibs on that this week. And then one of our new coaches who's seen such great success and the last couple months that she started her business. So lots of fun coming at you for the next couple days. And I can't wait to share this with you and just hear your thoughts and get you started on your business. So if you have questions, you are welcome to just comment below and I will get to them through the week and through the night. So have a great night, you guys. Stay safe.